Hey everybody, ChristopherOdd here, and I have got a great game to show you today. This is called Inkulinati, and if I had to describe it, I would say it's like Darkest Dungeon style combat, but more humor, hand-drawn, and like literally we are playing an Inkulinati that is drawing the characters on the page. It's weird, it's meta, let's just play it. Let's just play it. A couple of quick things before we dive in. This is releasing January 31st on Steam, GOG, Xbox One, X, and S, including Game Pass, by the way. And then after early access, it's going to be on the Switch. I want to thank Deadlier for sponsoring this little mini-series we're doing. You're going to see a video today. We're going to see another video right before release on the 31st. And then if you guys want more, I will happily play more because this is super fun. So you start out and you get to pick from one of three characters, an alewife, a miller, or a loony. I don't really vibe with an alewife, so I'm going to be a miller because they know it's important but does not inspire confidence. That's me, sadly. So there's the name. We can pick different colors if we want. That's not a big deal. Whatever. You earn prestige, and as you get prestige, you unlock more beasts, hand actions, and talents. That's all of these things. So when you start, you're picking a set of beasts. Right now, we got rabbits and we got dogs, okay? They're basic, but they're beautiful. So rabbits, they have this ability called Here Comes the Butt, which is sort of like a stun in very simple words. And then dogs, they have some other stuff on top of their regular attacks. So this guy could do a cleave, this guy has an impalement, and this guy has a hail of arrows. I'm a dog person. We're gonna play with the dogs, okay? You have hand actions. Now, these are your own personal kind of godlike actions as the Inkulinati, and you can shove people, you can do some damage, or you could pick a healing option. I'm gonna choose this trio where I have some damage, and then we've got talents to pick. I've got Anointed Hands, where I can increase Halo levels, and that's kind of like a little bit of a buff on your units, or Handy Business, where you can grant Living Ink if a hand action, one of these things, kills a beast. None of that makes any sense to you guys, but it will very shortly. So we're gonna select the three beasts that we have access to go into our party, and then I'll try to explain stuff as we go. Let's begin. Okay, here's the map. I'm sure you're familiar because you've played video games before. Let's start here with our master. Probably not Yoda, but sort of maybe also. Today you'll pass your final exam, become an Inkulinati master, and then set off on your Inkulinati journey. You still have to face a wild beast encounter before you can take your exam though. No problem. Wild beast encounter? Just select the wild beast icon and get to it. Yes, master. We get it. Let's go. Okay, so this is basically laying out the potential battle ahead. Here's all of the stuff that we chose. We can change our army here. This is talking about what can happen for an apocalypse, and there's different ways you can like insta-kill other units and stuff. And it's gonna say apocalypse in chapter 5. So if the game, or if the match goes till chapter 5, which is turn 5, then the apocalypse will kick in. Every 1 to 3 chapters, there'll be glade events, and every 1 to 2 chapters, there'll be ink drizzles. Again, I'll explain all of that. These are the potential enemies. There's a lot of descriptive words, as you can see, like right in the middle here. That can be turned on or off in this little hint system, which I'll show you. Okay. Okay. This is chapter 1, aka turn 1, all right? This is me, the Inkulinati, sort of. This is actually called my tiny. You'll see my hand pop onto the screen, and that is like the God mode Inkulinati guy, okay? So a couple of things that you'll be familiar with if you played games like Darkest Dungeon. A lot of your positioning and stuff matters. We do have some blockades here, these clothing chests that have 5 health. There's some ink blots on the ground, and if you end a chapter or a turn there, you get to pick up more ink. What do you use that ink for, top left? Well, you draw in your characters with this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in, let's say, a bow-wielding dog back here behind this chest, and you can hover over an enemy and see what their range is. So if it's within green, they can move there and attack. If it's yellow, it's called sprint there, but then they won't have an action. Every unit gets a move and an action, or just an action, however you choose to do that. And notice here when I'm playing these guys or drawing them, that I'm drawing from this ink pool. Over on this side, I am going to bring out, let's say, a spear-wielding dog over here. And notice this little +6 and pay attention to what's happening here. Okay, so we spent all of our current ink to get these guys on the board. And you see the hand coming in? That's important because that's how you can kind of move some things around. You can do some damage. And these purple icons are the range, and that's based on your tiny here, our miller, okay? We can turn off this hint system if you want, but I feel like it's probably quite helpful to have that stuff on hover for right now. It automatically assigns names to all these little units that pop out, and when you summon them in, they are sleeping, so you have to progress your turn. Now, I could use these tiny abilities, and I could push things around. And I just want to highlight before we dive in here that movement and the way that you get people around is very unique. You'll always kind of go to the next square or the next space that's not occupied. So, for example, if I wanted to, I could move this Otto to the right, and normally he would just move one space to the right, but because it's occupied, he's going to move all the way over here. You can do this to your own units, you can do this to enemy units, doesn't matter. Right now I'm just going to draw in my units, and we're going to take a nap. That's going to end the chapter, and that's it. We're going to wait to see what the enemy does. Because we're on those ink blots, we collected those. This one is like an ink pool, I think it might be called. Okay, Billiam, great name, came in and destroyed the chest, so now it's go time. Next hint here, ink blot. Yeah, so this is a source of living ink, and we'll drain 3 drops of living ink from it. There's 2 more. And then here, I guess these are both called ink blots. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we can choose which unit we want to take our turn with, and then it's going to pass to the enemy, and they'll choose a unit. They already moved with Billiam, so they're going to be forced to move with the guy that's on the right side here, Sir Coin. We're going to try and deal with this guy, and we might be able to. We do get some extra damage if we get in behind them, so notice Otto's movement here. I'm going to move to this square, and we're going to target this guy. When this happens, you're going to notice a little meter on the screen, and that's your damage range. So Otto can do 5 to 7, but if you'll notice, this scale is all over the place, and I'm going to have to choose where to stop that, and it can go pretty quickly. But because his accuracy is high, you see that little bullseye? This thing is easier to hit. Okay, so now it goes back to him. That's totally cool. This guy's down to 5, and we have a special ability on our tiny, or us, and we can just do 5 damage. You can see the range there, those purple targets, that's where I can hit. And because I have this special ability called Handy Business, I get extra living ink if a hand action kills that beast. So since I can do 5 here, I will target him and take him out, and then we'll get extra ink going. So let's do it. Bye-bye. See that little finger just poking him? That's right. Sometimes we wear a glove. I don't know. In the training, we wore gloves. Now I got fingers. Hard to explain. I know. This is still sort of protecting us. This guy can attack up to 2 fields away, or he can use Impalement, which attacks an adjacent field and the one behind it. And he can use that every 2 chapters. So there is a cooldown for that. And notice this SWAT is on a cooldown as well. So it's got a 2-chapter cooldown. The bow-wielding dogs, they can only attack. Let's select him. Hold on. I guess I'm locked in here. I'm locked into this guy because I did an action. So you can't move one and then switch and move another. Once you start with one of your units, you got to do everything. So I just have to consider, is there anything that I really want to move here? And I could push these guys up, but that doesn't really benefit me. I think we just end up sitting on this and end his turn. I could draw in a unit too. Why don't I draw in another unit? Sure. We're going to dominate these first couple of battles because they're just teaching us stuff. And then I could also draw in another, but let's just rest. We'll save some of that ink. I maybe strategically could have just drawn one here, so I got ink, and it makes that kind of cheaper. Anyways, these guys, they can't attack next to them. So if there was an enemy here, they can't attack. They have to be at least an extra tile away. So he's got a regular bow attack, and then he's got a hail of arrows, which can hit 3 units. So pretty nice. Has a cooldown, but we only have 1 unit here, so it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and attack this guy. Why can't I? Tell me. Okay, so these clothing chests, they actually block our line of sight, so I can't shoot over this. I would have to wait for him to move in here and destroy it, and I think that I will do that. I'll probably go here just in case he can actually impale it, and then I'm basically just waiting. I'm not going to destroy that for him. Now, when we're stopping a turn, we could either take a nap, or we could use prayer. This operates on a cooldown. This increases your halo rating, and each halo, as you can see in the top right, increases your beast's damage and accuracy. That makes it obviously do more damage, but it makes that selectable damage meter easier to choose the one that you want. You also become unpushable because, and that's good, because if you get knocked over the edge or knocked into something bad, you could be instantly killed. In this situation, it doesn't really matter, but either way. Okay, so that's the end of our round, and now we see what's up. Okay, so this space was open, so he's going to come in and hit, and that's fine. We left that open. We could have forced him to just attack it, but either way. Now we can actually attack him. We don't have the damage to kill him, but let's try and see if we can get the 5 damage there. And then we'll have another shot here, and hopefully with these 2, we're able to make it happen. And there is a timer at the top, so you kind of got to be quick. And you'll notice that there is a speed difference that's occurring. I'm going to select this guy now, and let's see if we can finish him. Do we have... Yeah, this one's still on cooldown. Okay, so let's do this. And I'm doing less damage here. I guess... Okay, right. So because he had the blessing, he was dealing more damage, so we're not going to have quite enough here. Maybe what would be better, because we have 3 to 5 on this guy. I wonder if... Let's select our tiny. We're going to move this guy back to here. Just shove him over. And then... let's move... This guy's out of our range, so that's fine. Let's wrap up his turn, and I'm going to move him now into this spot. And because he has the range here, we should be able to just attack. I have to land it in the right spots, and we did. Excellent. I hope I'm explaining this clearly enough. I'm trying to do this while also keeping it moving. So, let me know if you have any questions or if anything's unclear. But I will say the tutorial in the game takes you through some specific challenges to teach all the mechanics. Super well done, super clean, and actually some pretty cool puzzles for when you have never played the game before. It does require you to actually think, and it's not just super straightforward, easy to solve. So now we've got some boredom status here, and it might give us a little tutorial about that. But what this means is that we have, because we've summoned in multiple archers and a spearman in the last battle, these guys now cost more ink to bring out there because the artist is bored. He doesn't want to just draw the same things all the time. So how do you fix that? Well, you need to draw other units, okay? We're going to collect some prestige and some gold here. Let's rock and roll. Your health regenerates a little after every battle. By how many points, you ask? Like it said at the beginning, that depends on your difficulty. So I chose normal difficulty. There's 4 currently, but I'm just on normal. What if I lose all my health? Well, the battle is lost. But when you lose a battle, you'll be restored to full health and you lose a quill. So this is kind of like our lives over the course of a run. If you lose a battle and don't have any quills left, journey is over. So here's the thing about boredom. The higher the boredom, the more ink it costs to draw a beast. Now repeat. The higher the boredom, the more ink it costs to draw a beast. I got it. To decrease boredom, draw different beasts in your next battle, fight a beast versus beast battle, or visit the chapel. Got it? I got it. No problem. So upcoming, we've got an ale house. We've got a scriptorium. We have a store, and we have an Inkulinati duel. These are all blocked until here, so we're just gonna go versus this one. Now, it's an elite tiny versus wild beasts, increased difficulty and better rewards. And if you win this battle, you'll be rewarded with a new beast. Let's go. Okay, everything's the same. We haven't unlocked anything new. Here's the potential enemies. These snails can basically insta-kill somebody. And it looks like we're gonna have some verticality here as well. So let's go. Okay. So, for us, sometimes your beast will need to move up or down a level on the battlefield. Non-flying beasts can use ladders to go up and down. Flying beasts don't need to. You can sometimes use beast actions and even attack enemies on different levels. Not with a sword, though. Check the action range to see if your beast can reach the enemy standing on a different level. Okay. So, we did not do multi-level attacks in the tutorial. Let me just put that out there. It does look like this is cool. So this guy can just stand here and like whack. But then you'll notice these guys, the spear attack, reading on the left, attacks up to 2 fields away or 1 level away. So he could move here and then attack up at us, which is kind of cool. However, he does have a wheelbarrow here that is blocking him. Now, you're also going to see some things on the battlefield like these clouds, and these clouds give different benefits. So these actually are all healing clouds. You can see the little plus signs there. And the way that this works is if somebody finishes their turn on that cloud, they're going to heal to full. So a cool thing you can do is park someone on a cloud and then try and battle it out. And if you can survive attacks, you'll be healed to full every time. So how are we going to handle this? Well, we have 2 archers and then we have Odd, sadly. We could SWAT in any of this range, which is kind of cool. And I'm thinking we might bring Melahan. Oh, Melahan is sleeping. Okay, they thought about that. Well, could I bring Whack anywhere? Not really. I wonder if I could push Whack off. That would kill him. So if you go from high ground to low ground, insta-kill as well. Very neat. Good to know. I could get damage here. And I probably will, because I don't think he's going to go to a cloud. But he might. Let's see what happens. Let's give him a little flick. So he takes 5. I'm not going to... Well, okay. Maybe what I'll do is start pushing my guy. Or, you know what? Let's push our tiny here. And if I keep someone there, these guys have to come and attack him. I don't think they're going to have a way of dealing with this guy. And we'll be sitting on an ink blot, so we can be gaining more ink. And we're on... That's it. Okay, let's do that. Okay, I gotta say, the animation's sick. Really, really, really nice. That's it for your turn. Let's see what the enemy does here. They have another guy way out there. Okay, so fine. They just walked past this. Whatever. And they whacked us, as you would expect. I can shoot down here. I feel like I should move to this, because we can just heal at the end of our turn. And since these guys are moving, then we're in a pretty good spot. So let's look at this guy. If I target this correctly, we can do it. Oh, it's so fast. It's okay. It's so fast. So I didn't, I didn't make that look super sexy there, but sometimes that happens. Now, based on my positioning here, I'm only going to be able to draw in this circle, I think. I might be able to draw below. We'll find out. So he's going straight for our tiny. How to steer your eyes. You can steer your eyes around. Some call it a camera. We haven't created one yet in the medieval times. Get it? In order to examine closer the manuscript or study the battlefield by reducing the size of it. This picture will help you understand how to use it. Okay. So for me on mouse and keyboard, it's easiest just to scroll out with the mouse. And then you can use the arrow keys. I do wish that you could use W, A, S, and D, but maybe they'll add that. I'm not sure. Okay, so how do we want to play this? This guy's super close to being gone. And had I saved this, we could have finished him with that, but I didn't. He is sleeping, so he's already gone, which means if I could get 9 damage on this guy, that would be pretty excellent. I don't think we're going to be able to because we don't have any blessings on any of these guys for extra damage. So it's still going to be 3 attacks regardless. I might as well just finish one off and put an attack in here. And then when this is off cooldown, if I do 4 to this Radislav, then we're good. I'm going to do the attack with Melahan. And I guess it doesn't really matter who I hit first. Let's see if I can nail this. Oh my god. Like, okay. That's where the accuracy stuff comes in real nice. I actually could probably move Melahan under here. But I'm okay tanking these attacks if they want to do that. Any attack here is going to be good. Good kill, wacko. Good kill. Okay, so he's choosing to try and destroy those. Now, I am going to summon in some extra units here. Now, remember, our costs are higher for the bow wielders and the spear wielders because of the boredom. So we're going to bring in a sword wielder, and we can actually, yeah, we can draw them in below us too, which is very nice. Let's get that going. It's on an ink blot also. Innocent, yep, sure. And I'm wondering if, like, strategically, I'm kind of setting up for the next mission, so maybe only drawing 1, or maybe not at all, just to keep boredom down, is a pretty reasonable choice. Let's let this go. So the nice thing about these clouds, they don't just heal a flat amount, they always heal you to full. So in the tutorial, you start a guy that has 1 health. And, oh, right. Well played, Rabbit Man. Well played. So, yeah, that's fair. Now, if I'm looking at this, I didn't know that he had a push, but I guess we do. So they should as well. Yeah, I mean, that happens. That happens. It's a sad life, but it happens. Our cooldown should be done for our SWAT, so that's cool. Let's hit him. Beautiful. And we'll use the SWAT to gain the extra ink. Now, this guy, I wonder if he can attack upwards. He's in the healing cloud now. Let's see. Power word. Attacks up 2 fields away. Deals additional damage to heretics, which is something we have not run into yet. Also gives a double halo to a friendly beast. The halo is the kind of stacking of damage and accuracy. Either way, we're just going to do a little SWAT here. And we're going to pick up some extra ink because of it. I don't know if it matters if I'm not spending the ink. Notice they leave that ink blot as well. So you want to go and then move your guys onto that in order to start collecting it. Let's just end it here. Actually, I'm going to shove him over a bit to see if that gets us in range. Okay. Well, we're close. If I move 1 more, I can hit him. But he's going to heal at the end of his turn anyways. And then he has to come to us. So I kind of feel like it's better if we just do prayer. We increase the level of the halo by 1. And I think that's pretty good. I could come down here and make sure that I'm on like an ink blot. and then set this up. Now, one thing I don't think you can do is swap directions of your guy. I don't know that it ultimately matters or not, but... Okay, so he's got big damage up above. Big damage. Up to 2 fields away, and apparently that matters here. He doesn't have any clouds that he's working with. So let's just put in some damage here. Close. Close. I'm buckling under the pressure. Your beast is a heretic. Well, here we go. Did you attack an anointed beast? A bishop, I presume? Have a dark halo above your head? Your beast will now take double damage from the anointed unless it prays or obtains a light halo. Please avoid priest, bishops, all clergy in general. That is very cool. So because we attacked a bishop, they are anointed. Attacking the anointed beast will turn the attacker into a heretic. And then you can see here, we have heresy. Heretics receive double damage from the anointed, so only here, but that's quite a bit. Putting a light halo on a beast removes the heresy. The only problem with that is I don't have a way to do that. No, I don't. So we need to figure out how we're going to handle this, because he might just die there. We don't have the damage to get rid of this guy, and then I'm also going to take damage from him if we apply this. But he can't attack both of us, right? So I might as well just go for this. What's his movement range, actually? Yeah, so he can't move to me and push me off, so I'm fine here for now. Let's go ahead and take this shot. Close. Bishops will remember this. Yep. Now, in some of the trainings, they had like a scribe that's also writing out what's happening, and I think maybe that'll happen in like main missions or something like that. There's nothing that can really benefit me here. I could draw in a unit, I guess, but I'm gonna see if I can get past this without. So we heal to full, but he did 7 to us. Now the apocalyptic fire has started. So it's on the edges of the map, and if I don't move those guys out of that range, they're gonna burn in flames, which is quite lovely. Okay, he did 4. He did 4. Rollo, I want to look at this again. Bishop Cat 3 to 5. So he just rolled, or sorry, 1 to 5. So he just rolled really low, which is obviously good for us. We need 6 damage. Just to get in the habit of it, let's move out of there. I'm gonna go, I don't want to KO, I'm gonna use my poke to do it because that's our special. The SWAT here. And again, don't know if it matters carrying ink into, I don't know even know if we carry ink into future rounds. But I feel like it's a good habit to get into. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so now these boredom stats all change, and you can see this is going to cost 2 more, this is going to cost 1 more. I almost feel like this arrow should be reversed to kind of show the increased cost. Either way. Let's do this. And we get new beasts. Okay, so we can get a sword-wielding fox. Now, foxes, or this one at least, has Sadistic Thief. Attacks steal 1 living ink droplet from the enemy army and adds the same value to his army's ink reserves. So when we start getting into tiny versus tiny, we have to manage their ink as well. So that could be pretty nice. These guys also can never become heretics. We just learned how important that can be. And they're harder to hit during a dexterity attack because they're agile. So that means if a unit has to kind of select from that bar, they're going to be tougher to land a hit on. Sling-wielding creatures. They can give a halo and make the target unpushable. That's pretty nice. And Mighty Dog. This is very expensive, but they have a great sword Whirlwind that attacks on either side of them and then pushes the units away and can be used every chapter. So it's not on a cooldown. That's a lot of damage. I'm going to actually take the Fox here. I think that's pretty cool. And if I wanted to, we could look at our sheet. And I'll select that one to bring him in. So now I got dogs and foxes. Distant cousins, probably, right? I know my animals. Okay, let's see what Master has to say. Prestige allows you to choose dialogue options unavailable to puny peasants. Being famous does have its advantages. Thank you, Master. I love you, of course. You'll now visit a non-combat location. Here you won't face a battle, but a decision will affect your resources. Hover your cursor over a location to view details. Master, thanks. Okay. The Ale House. I can spend gold to permanently increase my starting health. That seems like a great option. Or spend gold to permanently increase your starting living ink. Huh. I feel like health's probably the way to go here. So -5 gold for +2 health. There's also this. Haha. So it looks like if you have prestige over 49, then I could get a free drink here. If I have prestige over 100, then I guess we earn more starting living ink, but we spend gold. We spend gold, we get more health and living ink, but our prestige has to be up there. And certainly not, I would never lower myself into these vile libations. I try to impress the public. Or I could just say, yeah, give me prestige, which is kind of cool. So not only does it serve as unlocked, but it serves as another currency that you're kind of balancing throughout your run. For now, I'm just going to take my gold and increase my starting health. And we're going to leave. Very cool. Okay, let's go here. You've reached the end of the tiny map. At the end of each map, an Inkulinati master awaits. Defeating them in battle will allow you to continue your journey, but first you'll have to defeat me to pass the final exam at the academy. What should I focus on in these battles? Most importantly, you need a large diversity of beasts, always bringing a maximum of 5 beasts with you. You'll soon be getting some new beasts, so plan your strategy carefully and watch out for boredom. So more beasts means you're not playing the same ones all the time, means you manage that boredom cost. Thanks for the talk. Let's go. Okay. We have a store, and then he is going to be our first battle. Let's see what he has here. We don't have this. I could maybe just take prestige, but show me what you got. Okay, so I could buy another beast. I could buy health. I could buy boredom reduction. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. We also could buy some specific hand actions. You can draw a chest, so you can just place an obstacle. You could draw a blessing, or you could draw a barrel. What would be the difference here? Desk with clothes versus the barrel. Blocks line of sight. This just is a barrel that occupies a field. Okay. And this one has a lower cooldown, so you can place more of them. That's kind of cool. It's a decent option. Or we could buy a spear-wielding fox as well. The foxes all seem to have that sadistic thief. I think we'll do that. Okay. Now, do we get that right away? Yes, we do. So we're going to bring all 5 in. Nice. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to cliffhang you. We're cliffhanging, because sometimes that's what we do here. When we do our next video, you're going to see an ink duel, or a tiny Inkulinati ink off, okay? And I'm going to be going against our master, not Yoda here. And we'll see how we do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have links down below for you to check out. Thanks to Deadlier for sponsoring this. I've talked a million miles an hour, and that's what happens when I really enjoy something. So here we go. That's a good sign. And maybe it's caffeine. Okay, see you soon. Bye.